If she does this, walk away forever. Psychology tips. When you love someone, it's easy to overlook the little things that shouldn't be overlooked. Love can make us blind to behaviors that, if observed from the outside, would be immediate red flags. When you're in love, you might justify actions that you'd never tolerate from anyone else. What you once considered small or trivial may actually be signs of disrespect that are slowly undermining your sense of self worth. But here's the truth: you don't have to let it go that far. If she displays certain behaviors, they're not simply quirks or harmless habits, they're signals that should not be ignored. The longer you let these signs slide, the deeper their impact becomes. And before you know it, you're not the man you used to be. Today, we're going to dive into 10 specific actions that, if you notice them, should immediately raise the alarm. These behaviors are not innocent. They are warning signs that could lead to irreversible damage in your relationship. It's essential to recognize them early before you lose yourself entirely. So, before we jump into the first sign, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button to stay updated on valuable content like this. While you're at it, leave a comment below to share where you're watching from. It's amazing to see how men everywhere face similar challenges in relationships. Now, let's get started. The first sign may seem harmless, but in reality, it's the seed of betrayal. Number 1. If she still flirts with other men while she's supposed to be with you. If she still flirts with other men while she's supposed to be with you, it's time to walk away. This isn't just harmless fun, it's a test of boundaries. A woman who is genuinely invested in you will not spread her energy around like confetti. She'll focus it on the man she respects, the man she's committed to. So when she flirts openly, whether it's with a waiter, a coworker, or some random guy, she's delivering a loud, clear message: "You're not enough to hold my focus." The moment you accept this behavior, you give her silent permission to disrespect you again and again. This kind of behavior sets you up for betrayal. It might not happen today or tomorrow, but the door is already wide open. Flirting isn't just innocent fun, it's often a rehearsal for the next opportunity. Don't sugarcoat it as just part of her personality or dismiss it as playful. That small crack in the foundation of trust will always spread into something much bigger. If she needs validation from other men to feel alive, you're not her choice, you're her placeholder. You're wasting your time and energy competing with an invisible crowd that she invites into your relationship. And that's not love, it's insecurity disguised as charm. Respect is the cornerstone of intimacy, and when she chooses to flirt right in front of you, she's telling you that her ego boost matters more than your dignity. You can either walk away now or stay and watch your confidence dissolve, piece by piece. If you choose to stay, know this: you're signing up for a lifetime of doubt, jealousy, and silent pain you never deserved. Psychology tips: don't tolerate disrespect. In relationships, healthy boundaries aren't just necessary, they're essential. Love advice: a woman who values you will make you her priority, not just a fallback. Dating tips: always look for signs that show her level of commitment. Flirting with other men is a red flag you can't afford to ignore. Number 2. Pay attention to how she treats her phone around you. You may think that all relationships are built on mutual respect, but what happens when you notice certain red flags? One of the most telling signs is how she treats her phone when you're around. It's not just about privacy, it's about secrecy, and there's a vast difference. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're sitting with her, having a pleasant moment together, and then you reach for your phone, casually looking to check a message or maybe scroll through a few notifications. But what happens next? If you notice her body stiffen, her voice sharpens, or even worse, if she suddenly feels the need to snatch the phone away, as if it's the most precious thing on earth, you're not witnessing a healthy respect for privacy. You're witnessing secrecy in action. And let me tell you, secrecy is the enemy of trust. It might be disguised as a desire for privacy, but make no mistake, it's a wall built high to protect something that doesn't belong in the light of day. A relationship thrives on openness, on the ability to share your lives with each other without fear of judgment or repercussions. If every time she touches her phone, you feel like you're being locked out, that's a major problem. Think about it for a second. What's hiding behind that screen that she doesn't want you to see? Is it messages from someone else? Hidden conversations? Or perhaps it's the uncomfortable truth that she doesn't respect you enough to be transparent with even the smallest details. Now, I know you might be tempted to brush it off with the excuse, everyone deserves privacy. But here's the thing, you must differentiate between privacy and secrecy. Privacy is respecting each other's space, but secrecy? That's a form of control. That's a silent message saying, you don't have a right to know what I'm doing. When she becomes defensive, evasive, or downright hostile every time you casually ask about her phone, that's not privacy. It's a warning sign. And here's the reality, you cannot build a relationship on suspicion. Suspicion erodes trust, and trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Imagine every night you fall asleep next to her, trusting her with your heart, your safety, your peace of mind, and your future. But if she can't trust you enough to share something as basic as a text message or call log, then where does that leave you? In that moment, you need to ask yourself, how can you trust her with your life, your dreams, or your emotions if she's hiding the little things from you? The key to attracting women, love psychology, and achieving true relationship goals is transparency. If you're constantly left feeling like you're in the dark, if you're left wondering what she's hiding behind that phone screen, then the intimacy you think you're building is nothing more than a facade. Walls don't protect love, they protect lies. Don't let yourself be fooled by excuses. If her phone is like a locked vault and she's creating walls to keep you out, then it's time to take a step back. You're not in a loving, trusting relationship. You're in the waiting room of betrayal. The longer you stay, the more it costs you in trust, in peace, and in your dignity. Real love is built on openness, on honesty, and on the courage to share even the smallest details of your day. If you're not getting that from her, then it's time to ask yourself, what are you really building here? Is it a future or just a waiting game for heartbreak? You deserve more than secrecy and lies. You deserve a relationship where you can both be open, vulnerable, and trusting. Don't settle for less. Number 3, watch what happens when it comes time to define the relationship. If months have passed and she still dodges the question, refuses to call you her boyfriend, or avoids introducing you properly to others, that's not an accident. It's a choice. She is deliberately keeping you in limbo, close enough to benefit from your attention, but never enough to commit. Let me make this clear. This is not about her being unsure or needing more time. This is about her keeping her options open. A modern Stoic man understands his value. He does not sit idly by, waiting for recognition that never comes. If she truly wants you, she won't hesitate to claim you. She won't hide you like some secret. Commitment phobia isn't about needing space or time. It's about maintaining control. If she hesitates to give you that simple title, boyfriend, then she's telling you, without words, that she doesn't see you as permanent. She sees you as convenient. The old Stoics taught us that clarity is essential in every relationship. If she's withholding that clarity, it's because she doesn't view you as her partner. She views you as a placeholder. And if you've allowed this to go on for months, you've made a mistake. You've placed yourself in the position of waiting for something that will never come. You are not her man. You are her option. Let me be blunt. If after 3 months she still refuses to define your role in her life, it's already been defined. You are not her priority. She is not committed to you. She's stalling, hoping you'll keep waiting around for something more. But no matter how patient you are, nothing will change. She knows exactly what she's doing, and it's not fair to you. You are worthy of more than just being an option. Remember, relationships are built on clear communication. If she can't proudly say you're her man, then she's telling you she doesn't value you the way you deserve. A Stoic man does not beg for breadcrumbs. He does not tolerate being strung along. You have the power to walk away and never look back. Don't let her play games. If you're waiting for her to define your relationship, you're already losing. In the meantime, focus on your own growth. Your life should not revolve around someone who keeps you in uncertainty. When you stand firm in your worth, you attract those who see and value you for exactly who you are. Number 4, pay close attention to how much she actually cares about you. Pay close attention to how much she truly cares about you. Genuine care isn't about grand gestures. It's about the small, everyday things she does that show she values you. When a woman truly cares, nurturing you comes naturally. She checks in on you, she supports you, she notices when something's off in your life. It's not the big acts of romance that matter most, it's the consistent, thoughtful gestures that show you matter to her. But let's be real. If she never asks how you're doing, if she never shows concern for your struggles, or if she only lifts a finger when there's something in it for her, then what you have isn't a relationship. It's a transaction. You're not building something meaningful, you're merely filling a role in her life that benefits her, and that's dangerous. The more you invest in someone who doesn't reciprocate that care, the more you'll drain yourself trying to win affection that isn't there. You'll find yourself constantly giving, seeking validation, but never getting the connection you deserve. A woman who only takes but never gives has no real bond with you. She's using your time, energy, and possibly even your resources without offering anything meaningful in return. This imbalance is damaging. It's not love, it's emotional consumption, and you're the one being consumed. You'll feel it deep inside, the loneliness, the one sidedness, the emptiness after every interaction. And that's when you must act. Love isn't a vending machine where you endlessly pour in effort and expect something in return. If she can't meet you with the same level of care, consideration, and respect that you bring to her, then she's not choosing you. She's simply using you. A strong man knows when the scales are off balance. He doesn't keep giving to someone who isn't giving back. You must understand that if she doesn't show genuine care, it's not because she forgot or is too busy, it's because you're not her priority. And when you realize this, it's time to walk away with your dignity intact. Don't waste your time in a relationship that isn't fulfilling you. Recognize the signs of someone who's simply consuming you. Walk away and reclaim your energy, your peace, and your worth. You deserve someone who values you as much as you value them. Trust yourself, trust your instincts, and know that true love is built on mutual care and respect. If that's not there, it's time to move on. Psychology tips for men: if she doesn't show up for you emotionally, walk away. Your love advice: don't settle for anything less than someone who treats you with the same care and attention you give. Dating tips: a relationship is a partnership, not a one-way street. Never ignore the red flags that tell you you're being drained. If you found this message valuable, comment below and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember: I choose balance and respect in my relationships. Number 5, pay attention to whether she keeps her word. When it comes to building a strong and lasting relationship, one of the most revealing signs of a person's character is whether they keep their word. This may sound simple, but trust me, it's a fundamental part of any healthy relationship. Words are more than just sounds or promises, they're the foundation of trust and respect. So when she says something and doesn't follow through, it's not just a minor issue. It's a big red flag that shouldn't be ignored. If a woman constantly makes promises and fails to deliver, this isn't just forgetfulness. It's a clear signal of disregard. Think about it. Every time someone tells you, I'll call you, I'll be there, or I'll take care of it, they're making a small contract with you, and each time she breaks one of these promises, she's showing you that she doesn't value your time or trust. Relationships are built on these little agreements, and if she repeatedly breaks them, it becomes obvious that she doesn't see them or you as important. This issue isn't just about the inconvenience of being let down. It's about the deeper erosion of your trust. Broken promises are not isolated incidents, they're patterns, and patterns reveal priorities. If she can't keep the small commitments, how can you trust her with the big ones? Can you truly rely on her for the important things when her track record shows a blatant disregard for the little things? You might start making excuses for her, convincing yourself that it's no big deal. But in reality, every time she doesn't follow through, she's telling you exactly how much or how little she values you. It's easy to ignore, especially if you're in love or emotionally invested. But this is where the slippery slope begins. You lower your standards, you rationalize, and eventually, you find yourself stuck in a situation where nothing is solid. She promises one thing and delivers another, and you end up feeling like you're always waiting for her to get it together. But this isn't about her being forgetful. It's about a pattern of behavior that shows you her true priorities. A woman who truly cares for you and values your relationship will protect her credibility with you. She knows that the foundation of trust is built on consistency and integrity. If she doesn't keep her word, she's not just disrespecting you in the moment, she's showing you a lack of care and commitment. In a relationship, respect isn't just about the good times. It's about whether her actions align with her words, especially when it counts. And if she can't do that, the love she claims to have for you becomes questionable. Don't ignore broken promises. They're not accidents. They're signs of a deeper issue, patterns of behavior that speak volumes about how much she respects you in the relationship. If you continue to tolerate this, you'll find yourself in a relationship where nothing is real and where nothing is built to last. A relationship without trust, accountability, and respect is destined for failure. And if she doesn't respect you, she can't truly love you. So, what should you do? It's simple. Pay attention. Don't let her words become empty promises. Demand the same level of respect and accountability that you bring to the table. If she can't deliver, walk away. You deserve better. Respect is the foundation of any successful relationship, and if she doesn't respect you, there's no future in that connection. It's time to make the hard choice for your own peace and happiness. Number 6, notice where you rank in her life. Every man knows life gets busy, work, family, personal responsibilities. But here's the truth. When a woman truly values you, no matter how hectic her schedule is, she will make time for you. If weeks go by and you're the one always waiting, always fighting for the scraps of her time, then you are not her priority. That's the harsh reality many men overlook, convincing themselves that she's just stressed or that things will improve over time. But if you're constantly the one trying to fit into her life, only seeing her once in a while, competing with her phone, her friends, or the endless distractions she surrounds herself with, then you already have your answer. You are not important enough. Don't fool yourself into thinking it's anything other than what it is. The truth is simple. People make time for what they care about. Period. A woman who loves you doesn't need a reminder to show up. She wants to be with you. She craves your presence. She seeks out your voice. She'll make it happen, even in the chaos of life, because that's what commitment looks like. But if she can't do that, or worse, if she won't, then you're not the one she's committed to. You're simply an option, the when I feel like it choice. And no man, especially a modern Stoic, should ever accept being anyone's backup plan. There's no room for excuses in the realm of true love. If you're not a priority, it's not because she's too busy, it's because she's made the conscious decision to put you last. It's a painful truth, but a necessary one. A man who values himself knows that this is not love, it's slow destruction. The old Stoic understood that our worth is not found in waiting for someone else to value us. We stand firm in our own integrity, knowing we are deserving of a love that prioritizes us. Don't accept being second. You are worthy of someone who sees your value, who is willing to stand by you and fight for you, just as you fight for her. In life, you must learn to make yourself a priority, not just for others, but for yourself. Be unwavering in your standards. And remember, Stoicism teaches us not to settle. You're not someone's side note, you're their main event. Let that sink in. You deserve nothing less than a love that chooses you first, not as an afterthought. You must never compromise your self-respect for the illusion of love. If she can't make time for you, walk away. Because a man who respects himself knows that waiting around for scraps isn't just unfair, it's self-sabotage. Always prioritize your own value and live by the wisdom of Stoicism. You are enough, with or without someone else's validation. So, remember this and let it empower you. If she can't make you a priority, then it's time to walk away and reclaim your peace. Never forget, you are not second choice. You are the one who deserves the first place in someone's life. Number 7, watch for double standards. This is one of the clearest signs that your relationship is imbalanced. If she feels free to do things she condemns you for, it's not love, it's control. The situation may look like this. She goes out with her friends whenever she wants, but the second you make plans, she accuses you of being distant. She keeps her phone locked tight but demands full access to yours. She enjoys her freedom but expects you to constantly report in. This isn't about fairness, it's about power. A double standard is her way of putting herself above you, setting rules she doesn't intend to follow and forcing you to play by them. It's a tactic used by someone who doesn't see you as an equal partner, but rather as someone to manage, to control, to contain. Too often, men fall into the trap of thinking they can negotiate with this imbalance. They start compromising, bending, justifying their actions, telling themselves that keeping the peace is worth the sacrifice. But over time, they realize the peace is only for her. She enjoys the freedom while you carry the weight. You are bending over backwards, trying to maintain harmony, while she moves freely and without consequence. You begin to question yourself. Is this really love? Number. It isn't. A healthy relationship is built on reciprocity. What's good for her should be good for you. What's unacceptable for her should be unacceptable for you. If the rules don't apply equally, then you're not in a partnership. You're in a hierarchy. And in that hierarchy, you're not the leader. You're the servant. The moment you tolerate double standards, you lose your respect. Once your respect is gone, everything else, love, attraction, intimacy, follows right out the door. So here's your psychology tip. Recognize when the relationship has shifted from mutual respect to power play. The moment you allow double standards, you've lost. It's critical to call out these behaviors early. If she can't respect you as an equal partner, then it's time to walk away forever. Love advice. Always demand respect in a relationship. Without it, you cannot have true love. Dating tips. Set boundaries early. If she can't respect your boundaries now, she won't respect them later. Stand firm and be clear about your values. You must understand this. You are worthy of a partnership, not a hierarchy. Do not tolerate anything less. Keep your respect because that is what keeps the love alive. If you've recognized the red flags of double standards, it's time to take a stand. A true partnership is built on equality and respect. If you're ready to stop tolerating the imbalance, comment below. I deserve respect in my relationship. Number 8, pay attention to how she speaks to you. A woman who constantly puts you down, mocks you, or makes subtle jabs at your confidence isn't just joking around. She's subtly but surely chipping away at your self-worth. At first, these comments might seem small. Just a sarcastic remark about your appearance, a dismissive comment about your job, or a laugh at your expense in front of others. But over time, these little digs accumulate, wearing you down until you start to doubt yourself. This behavior isn't love, it's manipulation. It's power disguised as humor. Some women thrive on making their partner feel small because it boosts their own sense of importance. And when you tolerate it, when you laugh it off or shrug it away, you're allowing her to slowly erode your self-esteem. Make no mistake, you are not in a relationship when someone diminishes you at every turn. You're in a toxic dynamic where your sense of self is under constant attack. A woman who truly loves you won't tear you down. She will build you up. When she respects you, she wants to see you stand tall, strong, and confident. If her words are tearing at your confidence more than they're nurturing it, something is seriously wrong. Respect isn't optional in a relationship, it's foundational. Without respect, the bond you share can't survive. Without mutual respect, you're merely coexisting, not thriving. Think about it. No relationship can grow in an environment where one partner consistently puts the other down. Respect is the oxygen that keeps it alive. If she can't speak to you with basic dignity, then she's not your partner, she's your critic. And no man should wake up every day to someone who treats him like a project to be fixed or a punchline to be mocked. The danger is subtle at first. It feels like harmless teasing, like small digs you can shrug off. But what happens when the teasing turns into a pattern? When it becomes your daily reality? That's when it starts to affect your mindset, your confidence, and even your identity. You begin to believe what she's telling you about yourself. You begin to feel smaller, less capable, less deserving of love and respect. This is emotional erosion. A woman who truly cares about you will want to lift you up. She will encourage your dreams, bolster your spirit, and affirm your worth, not with empty compliments, but with actions that show she values you for who you truly are. If her words cut more than they heal, then you're not in a relationship. You're in a slow demolition of your spirit. You must act before the damage becomes permanent. Don't wait until there's nothing left of your confidence. Walk away. The longer you stay in a situation where you're being emotionally drained, the harder it will be to rebuild yourself. Remember, in love psychology, a healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, support, and encouragement. If your partner isn't lifting you higher, then it's time to reassess your relationship goals. No one, especially a man striving to attract women, should ever tolerate emotional manipulation disguised as humor. You deserve more than someone who makes you feel less. You deserve a partner who sees you as worthy of admiration, respect, and love. Don't settle for less. Walk away before the damage becomes permanent. Number 9, pay attention to how she treats the people closest to you. If she is constantly criticizing your friends, mocking your family, or refusing to spend time with them, that's not just a personal preference, it's a red flag. When a woman disrespects the people who helped shape you, who supported you, and who stood by you, she's indirectly disrespecting you. These people, your family and friends, are extensions of your identity. They are your foundation, your history, your support system. If she truly loves you, she may not always agree with them, but she will respect them. A woman who values you understands that these relationships matter to you. So she'll make an effort to show courtesy and respect, no matter what differences may arise. A woman who dismisses or devalues your loved ones is ultimately devaluing you. This tactic often goes unnoticed, but let's be clear. Tension between her and the people who care about you is not normal. It is not. Real love doesn't demand you abandon those who care for you the most. It doesn't force you to choose between her and your support network. True love does not isolate, it builds and nurtures. If she consistently belittles, avoids, or disrespects your friends and family, understand this. She doesn't respect you either. Because a woman who values you will honor the connections that matter most to you. If she can't do that, she's showing you exactly where you stand in her eyes, alone, cut off, and diminished. The modern Stoic understands the importance of inner strength and discernment. Stoicism teaches us that our worth is not defined by others, but by our ability to stay true to ourselves and our values. If a woman is trying to break those bonds, she's testing your strength. Don't let her. Respect for your inner circle is a reflection of how much she respects you. Just as the old Stoic would say, he who is not a good man to his family will never be a good man in the world. The respect you show your loved ones is the same respect you deserve in return. A woman who can't respect the people you value will ultimately fail to honor the man you are. So pay attention. Don't ignore the signs. When your relationships with your friends and family are being undermined, it's not just about them, it's about you. Stand firm in your boundaries. Protect what matters. This is the path to true respect, true love, and true Stoic strength. Number 10, watch carefully when things go wrong. If every argument ends with you apologizing, especially when you clearly weren't at fault, you're not facing simple miscommunication. You're dealing with manipulation. And if this becomes a consistent pattern, it's time to pay attention. It starts subtly, almost imperceptibly. She forgets something important, but somehow you're blamed for not reminding her. She lashes out in anger, yet somehow you're accused of provoking her. She crosses a boundary, and suddenly you're the one questioning whether your standards are too high. This isn't just frustrating, it's destructive. This is manipulation at its core, and it's designed to confuse you, to make you doubt your own memory, your judgment, and even your sanity. What you're experiencing is called gaslighting, one of the most insidious and damaging forms of emotional control. It's a tactic that turns the tables, making you believe that you are the problem, even when you're not. It distorts reality, slowly chipping away at your confidence and peace of mind. The more you accept this, the more you'll start to question yourself, your truth, and your worth. Over time, it takes a toll on your mental well-being. A man caught in this cycle starts apologizing for things he never did, doubting his own perceptions, and losing himself piece by piece. He no longer feels like a confident, strong individual. He feels small, uncertain, and powerless. And that's exactly what she wants. This is not love, it's psychological warfare. It's a woman who can't own her mistakes is incapable of building a healthy relationship. She'll drain your spirit, erode your self-worth, and leave you questioning your own reality until you no longer recognize the man you once were. And the worst part? If you stay, this will only get worse. You must understand this. No relationship is worth losing your soul. If you see this pattern developing, don't make excuses. Don't rationalize it. Walk away. Because the longer you stay, the more of yourself you'll lose. This is one of the most critical psychology tips when it comes to relationships. Love advice from the most seasoned mentors will tell you, never let anyone diminish your sense of self-worth. Dating tips emphasize the importance of self respect and maintaining your integrity. If you find yourself constantly on the defensive, questioning your worth and apologizing for things you never did, it's time to reevaluate the relationship. You deserve more than someone who seeks to tear you down. Hey, my friend, thank you for sticking with me until the end. Now, take a moment to really digest what you've just heard. These 10 signs aren't small, harmless quirks. These are serious red flags. If you're seeing any of these behaviors, it's time to walk away. Your energy, your confidence, your sense of self worth are far too valuable to let anyone take them from you. I know it can be hard to start over, and yes, change is intimidating. But staying in a toxic relationship won't fix anything. It will only leave you with regret and frustration. Don't settle for anything less than respect and love that builds you up. Remember, walking away is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's about choosing your peace, your happiness, and your future. A woman who truly loves you will support you, encourage you, and walk beside you, never against you. If you're in a situation like this, don't stay silent. Share your story with us in the comments below. It could be the wake up call someone else needs. If this message resonated with you, hit that subscribe button for more insights that every man needs to hear. And don't forget to like and share this video with someone who needs to hear it too. You deserve a love that lifts you up, never one that drags you down. Stay strong and remember, you're worth it.